What does it actually mean to go to sleep and never wake up? Most brush the thought aside. You can't imagine non-existence, they say. It's easier to shrug it off than sit with it. But that lingering curiosity remains. Not because of fear, not even because of belief, just the undeniable pull of the unknown. Some imagine eternal darkness. Others fear being buried, trapped, or locked in some quiet, lonely void. But darkness only makes sense because light exists. Without that contrast, the idea of dark dissolves. For someone born blind, the word darkness has no real meaning. It's not a color, not a feeling. It's just nothing. And sleep? Sleep isn't dark. Sleep isn't even there. No awareness of space, no sense of time. So if sleep stretched on forever, it wouldn't feel like darkness or confinement. It would feel like nothing at all. No pain, no fear, no consciousness, not even an echo of was. Imagine what that means. Not just the end of memory or thought, but the vanishing of the very sense that there was ever anything to lose. No identity, no future, no past, no present. Not even the idea that something has ended, just the absence of everything. And strangely, there's a kind of peace in that. No one to mourn, no one to miss, no one to hold on to sorrow, just a gentle dissolving into silence. Not a tragic silence, but a neutral one, still, quiet, complete. There's a whole world in front, vivid and rich, but turn inward and what's there? Behind the eyes, there's no shadow, no blur, just absence. Not even a black spot. Look long enough, and it's like staring into the edge of vision itself. That fading border where fingertips disappear from view. Beyond that, nothing. Yet somehow, from that blank space, everything is seen. Awareness rises from a place that can't be seen or pointed to. That nothingness behind the eyes. It mirrors something else, something just as blank and unknowable. The state before birth. Try tracing memory back. Early memories blur into childhood flashes, then into fragments, and eventually into silence. But life was happening before memory began. Parents existed. They're parents. The earth spun, stars burned, the galaxy turned, and before all that, just space, another void. So if there was nothing before, and yet life began, who's to say it can't begin again? What has happened once doesn't seem impossible. It's already been done. It may not happen the same way, but the pattern is familiar. From the silence, something arises. Not just one life, countless lives. People are born, beings appear, all the time. Somewhere, something is always waking up. And yet, the fear remains. What if nothing comes next? What if this is it? But pause here. Before birth, there was nothing too. And yet, here this is. This moment. This life. Isn't that already astonishing? If life emerged from nothing once, then maybe it wasn't a one-time event. Maybe this isn't just a life. Maybe it's the universe waking up again and again in countless forms. Not all at once, but one at a time. And in each moment of waking, there's the same mysterious sense. I am. Every living being feels like the center of it all, the one experiencing the universe. It's like the universe is trying to see itself from every angle. Of course, the word I usually points to something smaller, an ego, a personality, a name, a backstory, a bunch of ideas and labels handed down from childhood. The image of a self isn't the self, a photo of a person isn't the person. A mirror doesn't show how the body grows a brain, or how it moves blood through the veins, or how it breathes in the middle of the night. None of that comes from the ego. So where does I begin? It begins deeper than identity. Beneath the face and the thoughts and the history, there's a hum of life. Cells moving, nerves firing, lungs drawing air. None of it fully understood, yet it happens anyway. I walk, I think, I breathe. But not because someone learned to do it. It just happens, like hair growing or a tree blooming. So the real I must be more than a name, more than a mind. It must be rooted in something far older, something that didn't start with birth and won't stop with death. Any form of life that opens up to awareness, even for a brief flicker, becomes a new lens for the universe to witness itself. And here's the curious part. Even if rebirth happens, the memory of what came before doesn't come along for the ride. That's what makes each life feel brand new. Without memory, every sunrise is fresh, every sensation, a first. It might seem disappointing, but I won't remember who I was. But really, that's the beauty of it. Imagine carrying every memory from every lifetime. It would be exhausting, overwhelming. It would fill the mind like a page crammed with so much writing, there's no space left to add anything new. Memory gives intelligence, but forgetting gives life its sparkle. That's why there's sleep. Each night, the slate is wiped clean. The unconscious returns, and with it, the chance to begin again each morning. After enough days and nights, the mind craves not just rest, but renewal, a fresh view, a clean page. And that's what death does. It resets the stage. It opens up space, literal space on the planet, and inner space in the vast memory of the universe. Without endings, nothing new could ever begin. This isn't just about time. It's about space too. To live fully, space is needed, not just between moments, but between selves. Death is part of that spacing, part of that rhythm, on and off, being and not being. Like music that needs silence between the notes to mean anything at all. In that light, death isn't a mistake or a punishment. It's what makes life livable. There's this haunting idea that after death, there might be nothing. Not a blank screen, not a dreamless sleep, just a total stop. And for many, that thought carries fear. The thought creeps in, what if everything ends? What if the universe itself stops when I do? But pause for a moment. That fear assumes everything wasn't already nothing before. Before life began, there was the same absolute absence, and yet, out of that absence, this life happened. This breath, this moment, this here I am. So maybe nothingness isn't a wall. Maybe it's a spring, a bounce, a space that makes the next becoming possible. Try sitting with that nothingness, not as dread, but as potential, like the space behind the eyes or the silence before a song. There's nothing to fear in that emptiness. It's the place from which everything rises. Without it, no newness could ever be born. That's why letting go of the fear is powerful. Recognize what's inevitable. Death is coming, always has been. Whether 5 minutes from now or 50 years, that certainty levels everything, makes life simpler, clearer, because when there's truly nothing to lose, there's nothing to cling to, no reason to hold back. It's like that Turkish proverb, "He who sleeps on the floor will not fall out of bed." When there's no illusion of control, no illusion of permanence, the weight lifts. Life becomes lighter. And in that lightness, something beautiful happens. A quiet confidence, a freedom, a deeper presence. From that space of nothing, something always returns. A new beginning, a fresh spark, a different I waking up somewhere, sometime. Maybe not with the same name or story or shape, but still with the same feeling. Here I am, alive. Here's the thing. Life isn't just about being, it's about surprise. There's a deep craving, especially in a world of advanced technology, to control everything, to predict, to perfect, to make things certain. But think about it. If everything could be known, if every event was mapped out in advance, if every feeling had already been felt, what would be left? It would be like making love to a mannequin. No spark, no response, no mystery. The beauty of being alive is in the unexpected, in the shimmer of spontaneity, in the way someone laughs or the sudden warmth of a hand held, or the way sunlight hits the wings of a passing bird. Those little things that can't be programmed or rehearsed, that's what makes existence rich. But surprise only works in contrast. Just like light needs dark, just like self needs other. To feel alive, there has to be something outside the self, something unknown, something wild, and that's the gift of forgetting, of space, of death. Memory is useful, but only when it leaves room for imagination, for curiosity. If memory never stopped piling on, it would bury everything beneath it. That's why the page needs to be wiped clean sometimes. That's what death offers, a reset, a pause, a silence long enough for a new voice to be heard. Even on a practical level, planet, people, populations, death makes space. A life that never ends would only crowd the world with cluttered minds, with overfilled rooms with no space to move, no air to breathe. Space is life. Death creates space. And what's most striking is that this isn't mystical. It's not about souls or reincarnation or spooky forces. It's all built from what's already known. Nothing more than observation, experience, and the quiet logic of nature's cycles. If this one life is all there is, that's enough to marvel at, because here it is, happening right now, pulled from the void like a miracle. And if it happened once, maybe it happens again. Maybe it has to happen again. Maybe this whole show is the universe playing with itself, forgetting, remembering, falling asleep, waking up, just to feel that thrill of becoming over and over. So when the fear creeps in, let it fade. Behind it is space, behind that possibility, and from that possibility, life arises. Maybe not the same life, but life nonetheless, always one at a time, always waking up,